get on here and get. Man, bro, I need to be on the way down. Okay, let's go.
We are live from.
That play better, but now with me being 32, I think I'll be able to score a little easier than I was before. You guys can watch
so
me.
Off the tip, it's Boston. And now the opening lineup for Boston. Hayward outside at the 3 with Morris to his side.
Maybe the basket, I lay it in.
Mr. Clutch out there with Kyrie Irving. And it's Horford in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Irving against Jackson. Harris outside. Here's Curry with the
Curry for 3, knocks it down. Seth Curry.
He could go for a big game if they don't beat him up on the perimeter.
There's a 3, and I knocked it down.
From beyond the arc. Mr. Clutch has
How great my 3 ball, that was frustrating me. Now I'm going to be able to make them more consistently, and also my jump shot. And my layups are even more better now, so. And also it's my speed and my defense.
Now here's Curry.
And that's my first foul.
It's his first trip to the line. Free throw good by Curry.
There's a spark.
Both good from the line.
I don't think I need more spark after the way I've been playing lately. Look how fast I go now.
He is locked in.
There's Mr. Clutch, guarded by Curry.
Jump shot. Nope,
misses off the left iron.
That shot because I was
right except drain the shot.
Dish now to Harris. Pass to Curry.
Stolen by me.
Swipe it. And pushing it up. Here's Boston.
Jump shot.
No good from Mr. Clutch.
Yeah, and something we always talk about, though, shot selection.
Yeah, that's not a good example right there. You could have worked it around to get a better opportunity.
Harris knocks it down.
And immediately looking for the open man when the double team comes to him.
Here's the pass to Mr. Clutch. Morris a screen. Hayward passes to Mr. Clutch.
There's a 3.
From outside, off the mark. Mr. Clutch has gone 2 of 5 from the floor. Curry kicks to Jones. There's a screen.
Offers. I'll get going.
Harris setting the pick for Jones. Just 5 to shoot. Jackson has the open look. New 24-second clock for Detroit. Last game for the Celtics, they pick up the win against the Pacers.
They executed on the road, stayed focused, stay consistent with who you are as a team.
No doubt.
To the basket I go, and one.
And that's what helped them get this road win. I loved how they played for each other.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't
knock down the free throw.
And that's not the type of defense you want to play, right? You've got to make it more difficult than that. Layups are too easy.
And Doris, as great as Al Horford is as a player, he might be even a better leader.
I'm gonna send it to her. I gotta keep upgrading. I just need to get more money to upgrade. But I'm gonna try to get to 99 by the end of this week.
More than anything to me, though, it's his poise and calm demeanor under pressure that gives his teammates a ton of confidence.
And that one's good. Drummond
had a nice shot, and they go back up by 1.
The best rebounder in the NBA. He's got to be in the top 3. That goes for both ends of the floor. Just no way to hold him in check on the board.
Here's Mr. Clutch. He's coming off a 40-point game.
As Morris for 3, knocks it down.
He exposed a lot of seams in the defense with his passing, too. That assist total was impressive.
Now let's find out what head coach Stan Van Gundy had to say to David Aldridge. David.
Well, Kevin, he talked about his team's defensive mindset. He said they have to be willing to sacrifice a little room in the paint if it means
Curry knocks it down.
Outside shooters. I said it's no secret those guys attack from long range. And that's what we've got to stop. We'll see, Kevin.
Thanks, David. Devising a strategy to take away that three-point shot. Now Detroit moving it up. Jackson's got the ball. Yep, that one goes.
Well, I like that he shows no hesitation there.
Boy, when he's alone in the open court, he just attacks, right? I mean, turning on the Jets.
That was a three.
Easily at the rim.
Pistons have gone 5 of 7 today so far. Not sure to get that
right now.
Game underway. Jackson is doubled. He dishes it to Curry. Back to Jackson. Harris outside. Drummond sets the screen for Harris. Tries a three. Good.
Harris knocks down a three.
Harris has got 5 now.
Boy, hitting for good percentage here in the first quarter. He's doing what he can to get his team off on the right foot.
Here's Mr. Clutch.
To the basket and miss again.
Going for him right now.
I am struggling right now. 3 of 8
The best quarter by this guy, and he's lost his feel a little bit.
The Pistons working the
I'll
ball
get it
around
going now.
Outside Jackson. Drummond a screen. Here's the...
It takes a lot of confidence to go with the floater. That is not as easy as it looks.
Out to Hayward. Here's Mr. Clutch, guarded by Curry. Curry brings the double. It's stolen by Jones. Oh, here's Curry. Tight defense on him. And there's a whistle. That goes on Mr. Clutch. That'll be his second. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. On the court for the Celtics, Morris is the 4 with Horford in the middle. Kyrie Irving is out there with Mr. Clutch. And it's Hayward in at the 3 spot. Jones.
Nice move. He lays it down.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Quarter number 2, around 3 minutes gone by. Here's Mr. Clutch.
I get fouled.
There's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul. Shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. And there's the foul against Detroit. The Celtics have looked good at the line. They're perfect in 4 attempts.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw
10 points so far.
Doris, back in college, you were named to the All-Big East team. What an honor. You've been a broadcaster for Big East games in college basketball. Any players from that conference who would say, in your opinion, are better pros than they were in college?
Well, I think Josh Hart from Villanova would be a player that I'm curious to see what level of effect he has at the NBA level. He's not a guy who's going to blow you away with his athleticism, but all he did at Villanova was win. He's got 1 national championship to his credit. He was an effective 2-way player in the Big East. Does he translate to the pros? I can't wait to see.
Jump shot. It's good.
Years at the college game, too.
Kevin, I think that perception is changing. There was a time where if you were a 4-year college player, you were frowned upon in the NBA. I think because of the age and experience, GMs and coaches are now looking at those guys who spend multiple years in college in a vastly different and much more positive light.
Very interesting thought. Here's Jackson after the made shot from Mr. Clutch. Jackson kicks to Jones. Back to Jackson. Outside, Jones. Here's Curry with the 3.
Well, I'll tell you, still looking for that first 3 of the second quarter. He had one to open this game in the first.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
Here's Mr. Clutch. He's got 12. Shoots.
Jump shot. Nope.
And it comes off the front of the rim.
As long as they can hang on to this lead, he won't have to answer for what's been an off night for him.
Harris dishes to Jackson. Kicks it to Drummond. Harris against pulls up on the wing. Harris misses.
And a surprise, he doesn't knock that down. Defense a little too lax that time.
Hayward passes to Mr. Clutch.
And I get fouled.
Now get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. Andre Drummond picks one up. The Celtics have been perfect so far from the free throw line, 6 for 6.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter. And he's been much more aggressive here in the second quarter. He's getting to the line a lot more than he did in the first.
Harris a screen on Horford. Back to Jackson. It's tipped. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Morris. And a look now at the 4 areas where shots can come from. The paint, mid-range, and shots from deep, all broken down for the Pistons.
They haven't been able to exploit the 3.
Curry trying to
maybe some better ball
Curry,
movement would help open the floor and get that shot into their arsenal.
Now here's Jackson. 6 points for him. Over Irving.
Jackson jump shot knocks it down.
Get down now to just 12 on the basket from Jackson.
I'll tell you, the crowd is stunned he got that one to fall.
Steal a basket and can't fit, but Horford's right there.
And without looking at the scoreboard, you think they were the team trailing and trying to fight their way back.
Curry wide open. That's good.
Got put that trying to steal the ball. That was not the idea.
Somebody fell asleep because the defense was not paying any attention to him. That's a huge blunder.
And now the first timeout called here for Boston. And as we check out this year's contenders for the dunk contest, we get a look at some of the showmen, the best showmen in the NBA.
And with the names on that list, you know we're going to have a crazy competition this year.
And you look at Mr. Clutch, and it doesn't look like he'll make it in the field this year. But still an honor to see your name up there among all those other great players.
Yeah, look, no doubt he's one of the more exciting players in our league. And maybe next year he'll pull in a few more votes.
And so that's the breakdown as it currently stands. We'll be keeping you all updated with the latest info and, of course, our final list of contestants as we get closer.
Yeah, and if they don't invite me to be a judge, I'm still going.
And the replay presented by Under Armour. Unleash chaos. Has the chance to enjoy that alley-oop all over again. Curry kicks to Harris. And he got the whistle, so he'll have a 3-point play opportunity.
How about battling through the impact there and then wheeling that basketball in?
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
And with numbers like this, how about 87% on the year? He's been somebody they love having at the line.
Here's Mr. Clutch.
He's blocked there.
Drummond mixes defensive smarts with elite physical tools, and that's what makes him a solid defender. He's going to get his hands on a few shots each and every game.
Now here is Harris. Outside Curry. Drummond in the post. He had 25 points last game, and he gets the bucket. Drummond's got 8 points.
I tell you, get the feeling he's only going to get better as this game wears on. That first quarter was good. His second quarter has been great.
Jump shot. Knock it down.
Short, but it's good off the front iron. And the Celtics lead by 10.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, Mr. Clutch in their last game against the Pacers had a hit as well. That was just the latest in a string of very productive games for him. We'll see if he can keep this streak going, Kevin.
Okay, thanks, David. And what do you think, guys? Will we see a repeat of his performance again in this one?
I wouldn't be surprised if he's even better tonight, Kevin. He has the ability to follow up a great game with an even greater one.
Well, we would certainly enjoy watching that, but I'm sure he's not going to compare this game to last. He's just trying to lock in and do his job.
Throws down the breakaway jam.
Yeah, guys, that takes vision and timing to put it on time and on target.
20 points so far.
And here is Harris. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Milwaukee. With the teardrop, Al Horford with the rebound. That's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That is his first foul of the game. So Detroit going with an almost entire new group here. Marjanovic checked in for Terrence Jones. Stanley Johnson comes in for Tobias Harris. Kennard, he's checked in for Seth Curry. And it's Wright in for Reggie Jackson.
There you go, Tatum.
He's checked in for Boston. Terry Rozier comes in for Irving.
And there's another aspect of his game, the ability to work off the screen. Give this guy any kind of space, and he's going to torch you.
Now here's Wright.
Back to Garden Drummond. Drummond backs up. Spins, makes the basket count and a foul.
Just as he gets it off, that's 2 points.
And that ends my first half, 20 points.
right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see. And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. What can you say, Mr. Clutch? An impressive effort here today.
Yeah, so far they haven't found an answer for him. A scoring machine here in that first half.
And it's mattered not, Greg,
and who was guarding
spotting
Jones?
up or creating for himself. He was unstoppable, and you hope it carries over to the second half.
They've got Jones. Curry is out there with Reggie Jackson. Then there's Andre Drummond.
And
it's Harris in at the 3, the small forward. That's the group starting the second half for Stan Van Gundy. Morris, as we know, you were born in New York, grew up in New Jersey, lots of basketball talent in those areas. Who were some local players who influenced you early on?
Well,
22 points.
is the year the Philadelphia 76ers won the NBA championship, and that team was the epitome of cool, Kevin, right? You had the masterful doctor, the power of Moses Malone, but you know who I tried to emulate? Mo Cheeks.
No kidding.
Yeah, the steady, heady point guard who could make big shots
Jump
and
shot.
come up with a timely steal. I couldn't be the doctor. I couldn't fly like the doc, so Mo Cheeks is my guy.
Now here's Curry.
Wide
After
open.
the miss from
Nope,
Mr.
that's his
Clutch.
guy.
Here's Drummond. The shot, no good. Good work defensively by Horford.
And they're 1 of 4 here.
And I lay it in.
Got it. Nice one there from Mr. Clutch.
You know, Kev, this in part is why Al Horford is seen as such a terrific leader. His willingness to pass the basketball, to play unselfishly.
Now here's Jackson. He's got 8. Screen by Jones. Curry dishes to Jones. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Jones has got 6.
And that's what you give up when you don't fight over the screen.
Right. The effort could have been so much better. You've got to be willing to fight through that screen. There's no question about it.
Here's Mr. Clutch. He's got 24. Hayward on the wing. From the arc. And the shot is good for Mr. Clutch. Mr. Clutch has got the lead up to 14 now for the Celtics.
27 now for me.
Jackson kicks to Drummond. The shot 20 feet away.
No.
Drummond with another miss.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Jump shot, this time short.
No good from Mr. Clutch.
Well, you don't get much more wide open inside the arc. He simply got to make that shot.
Harris. Good work defensively by Morris.
And you know what? He's just not on his game. No doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
Now, here is Irving. 14 points. Their
another 3. Knocks it down.
The shot's good from Mr. Clutch.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Here's Jones. He has 6.
Got 30 now.
He kicks it to Jackson. On the wing, Jones, covered by Morris. Drummond the screen. There's Jackson with the 3. Gets it to drop, and now he's shooting at a 5-for-8 clip.
Okay, we got a nice little back and forth going here.
Well, I love how personal this thing is getting. If you drain a 3 on me, anything you can do, I can do better.
And now you see the 2K leaderboard. Not only have these teams caused a lot of turnovers over the last 10 games, but they've scored off them as well. Number 1, the Celtics. 5th on the list, the Pistons.
Yeah, both of these teams of late forcing turnovers and converting them into offense at the other end.
Here's Mr. Clutch. 30 points in the game. And there's a whistle that goes on Mr. Clutch. And that'll be his first. Celtics leading by 19. Passes to Mr. Clutch. Here's Rozier. Nice ball movement by Boston.
Number 3.
No good from Mr. Clutch. Right outside. Pass to Marjanovic. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Marjanovic has got 4 points this quarter.
You know, if you're only looking at the way he's played offensively, you'd think his team would have the lead.
Here's Mr. Clutch.
Here's a basket
with a nice
in.
touch off the glass. Mr. Clutch has got 32 points.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. Sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead.
Here's Kennard. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Johnson against Morris. And it's Johnson penetrating. Another shot. And count it. And a chance for one more at the free throw line.
How about the purpose with which he's crashing the backboards right now? Some hard-earned second chance point.
Jones checked in for Henry Ellenson. Boston leading by 16 and stolen by Wright. Pass to Kennard from outside the arc. Drops in the tray. Kennard's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
Gentlemen, this guy goes from good three-point shooter to great when you give him that kind of space.
Here's Mr. Clutch. 32 points in the
game. Basket. And I
he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. This will make 5 trips now to the free throw line for him tonight.
He has come through in a big way at the foul line in this game.
At 34.
Was good for Mr. Clutch.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
And Wright kicks to Marjanovic. Back to Wright. It's tipped, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Pistons will retain possession.
So close to getting the steal there, but the deflection equally as effective.
Right. I mean, that's solid defense. At the very least, you like seeing them
more to shoot. Here's Johnson. An easy layup after coming off the pick.
Boy, defender taken out of the play with a rock-solid screen. No way he's going to get through that.
Here's Mr. Clutch. He's got 34. Morris a screen. Here's Mr. Clutch. No good on the last second attempt there. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Boston on top. They lead by 13. And when we return, we'll get the fourth quarter rolling right here on 2K Sports.
Sit down.
And now let's take a listen to Stan Van Gundy on a recent huddle.
We got to keep closing now. We can't.
And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. And a look at the 5 for the Celtics to start the fourth quarter. We've got Wells. Get him out there with Marcus Morris. Then it's Kyrie Irving, and it's Mr. Clutch in at the shooting guard. And there's a whistle that goes on Mr. Clutch. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
I mean 3-10. 5-10?
Right with it. There's a good screen.
4:42.
The pass to Kennard. The tray. Rebound
by
Mr. Clutch.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
In the corner, Irving with it. Passes it to Mr. Clutch. And the rejection by Marjanovic. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Jones. Here's Mr. Clutch. No good on the quick 3. Now Johnson. He feeds it to Wright. Pass to Marjanovic. At the elbow, Jones. Over Tatum. Morris with the rebound. Morris has got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Here's Mr. Clutch.
The basket. I can't finish.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Connects from 3-point range. Kennard's got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for Detroit. Irving passes to Morris. Back to Irving. Here's Mr. Clutch. Now here's Tatum. Clock at 6. Hands the shot with nobody near him. And the Celtics lead by 12.
And Tatum Good at shooting when he's in rhythm, measuring shots as soon as that pass touches his hand.
Jones trying to get open as Marjanovic goes back up and stolen by Tatum.
And I'm going to go
line.
line.
A trip to the line. Official saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
Yeah, easy call.
Doris, some players, no matter how hard they try, can't make free throws in games. You spent a lot of your playing time at the line, playing guard for Providence. Why do you think this mental block is there for some players?
It's amazing the power of the mind relative to sports performance, right, Kevin?
Yes.
Because I do believe very often this can be much more about the mental than the physical side of it. Think back to Shaquille O'Neal, Dwight Howard, guys who are physically massive, and they say the size of their hand impacts their ability to shoot it. But to me, there is no question about it that sometimes it's just you're afraid. It's like the yips in golf. You just can't figure it out. And it becomes a scary place to be, standing alone on the free throw line.
Good comparison. Now, here is Irving. Charity strike
jump shot, knocking him down.
And that's now 37 points for Mr. Clutch.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. So there's a new procedure for choosing starters in the All-Star game, Doris. Fans account for 50% of the vote, as you know. Players, 25%. Media, 25%. What do you think of that?
I love that the fans have a vote. I would like to see the percentages changed in this way. I would like players, the peers, to have 50% weight. Give the media and fans 25% each. So just swap it so that the peers are dictating the outcome of the All-Star.
Or even if you just had maybe 2 players from each team, guys with some respect and some nice perspective to fill that role you're talking about.
That's a great point. You pick your leaders from your group, and they cast the vote. Perfect.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sidelines.
During the
There's a
timeout,
three.
listening in on Stan Van Gundy's huddle, he was not happy with their defensive performance. He said they're getting everything they want. We've got to show them we can't let that happen. You have to make a stand. You have to get some stuff.
What's true now?
That'll get us going on a run. Guys,
so he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
Clearly a foul.
And the first one drops. Austin making a switch here. Hayward's checked in. That's
also
a
little off
so
in this game.
Free throws.
Celtics
leading by 11. Out to Morris. Down low. Here's Mr. Clutch.
There's another jump shot.
For 2.
Well, guys, his scoring has been maybe the biggest factor in building this lead, and he's got plenty of energy left.
Drummond with the screen on Irving. Now the feed to Harris.
You've been playing all day.
Drummond in the post, guarded by Horford. And
good shot, that's for Drummond.
He doesn't do some of the damage that other big men do on the perimeter, but inside, Drummond's got just as much
getting fouled
as anybody.
That's for 2 free throws.
And the first one at
40
the line is
points.
good. Curry's checked in for the Pistons. Both free
41
throws
points.
Mr. Clutch. Here's Jackson. Dishes it to Harris. Jones with the screen on Hayward. Here's Harris. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
Yeah, coming off that screen, wide open, just can't convert.
Kyrie jump shot makes it in.
That's exactly what you want. The screen was solid. The execution just fell a little bit short on the shot.
Now here's Curry. Defense right on him. It's Drummond with the drive. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break. Now, I don't know if any big man has the combination of strength, speed, and hops that Drummond has, not to mention his length. An unreal
jump shot, I knock it down.
Specimen.
And the shot goes in.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working inside and getting good shots from close range.
Left side, Harris. Kicks it loose.
I
and
steal
stolen
that.
by Horford. Pass to Mr. Clutch. Back to Hayward. Out left to the wing. The
Jump shot again. Nope, not time.
Detroit with the rebound. Drummond's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Jackson kicks to Harris. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Jackson's got assist number 5 here tonight.
Lined it up and knocked it down. His second triple tonight.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. And now the presentation of our Jordan player of the game, Mr. Clutch.
Yeah, and his performance has been a jaw-dropper. He must have been feeling great coming into the building tonight, because once he hit the court, it was all working for him. He was in a zone.
Boston leading by 13. Shoots the 3.
For 3. Nope.
And Jones pulls it down. For Detroit, they've gone 5 of 10, 50% from the field.
Oh, bad pass.
Boston takes possession.
Ouch, that's a wasted possession. Got to shake it off and forget it happened, guys.
Boston's gone ice cold from three-point land, 0 of 4 since the start of the final quarter. Over to the wing. Here's Mr. Clutch.
And nope. Horford's there, can't finish.
Those are chances always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Now here's Jackson. Feeds it to Jones. And it's blocked. And now running up the court, Hayward's pushing it up. Pull up James.
Jump shot, knocking it down.
That one drilling the rim on the way down. 45 points for Mr. Clutch. Pistons trail by 15 to the inside and stolen by Horford. Here's Mr. Clutch. Out to Hayward. The pass to Mr. Clutch. The dish to Horford. Over Harris.
Horford banks it in.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Detroit's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Jackson kicks to Harris. He dishes it to Drummond.
Drummond blocked by Horford.
How about the timing by Al Horford? Twice on the pipe, sends it back.
Drummond sets the screen for Jackson.
Oh, what? I fell down.
Here's Curry.
I fell down.
And it's Jackson with the assist that time. Jackson's got 6 assists in the game. Here's Mr. Clutch. Kicks it to Horford and stolen by Drummond. And here's Jackson. Up top, Curry. From 10 feet
blocked
out,
again.
but he recovers it inside. Outside for Jackson. Nice ball movement by Detroit. 5 on the clock. Harris drives in. Detroit needs to get off a shot here. Jones, no luck.
And as he squares up for mid-range, the defender right in his face.
Kyrie jump shot, knocks it down.
Crowding the shooter, not letting him get comfortable in the mid-range.
It feels like that one could be the dagger. Not enough time to completely erase this deficit.
Well, Greg, it's going to be tough, that's for sure. A shot like that has to devastate the other team.
Now here's Jones. Back to Harris. And good. Got the
shot best in Harris.
Harris has got 11 points here in just this
margin of victory.
3 for me. Nope.
Well, the one thing that jumps out in this game is the free throw shooting, which they did a much better job at.
Absolutely. A big plus. And oftentimes your performance at the line can be the difference in a game. And I think tonight we saw that.
And I think a great job in positioning themselves for the W here. It's win number 21 on the season.
And after dropping game 1 in this matchup, they managed to take the second of a 3-game season series. No question, that's a morale booster.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had. Just a monster game for Mr. Clutch.
Boy, what a security blanket this guy has been on the offensive end. He made sure they didn't suffer any cold spells. And anytime the offense started to get stagnant, they could get him the basketball, and he'd get them in the right position.
Now here's Brown. Here's Mr. Clutch. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul. Shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. And there's the foul against Detroit. That free throw missing. And he sinks the second. 35 seconds left in the fourth. It's stolen.
Me to the basket, and I lay it in. 49 points.
Mr. Clutch has got 49 points in the game.
And all the energy has been sucked out of this arena. This is not what the fans came to see.
Well, they took the crowd completely out of this game, and when you
throw it down, 51.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And that's a killer instinct on display as they try to put this one on ice.
I think that's exactly the mentality you have to have. You don't want to give this team any hope of coming back.
Here's Johnson.
Blocked one
by Brown, and so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. To come into the building and
what a game.
the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this
Love
team.
my new character.
I guess they don't need...
Mid-range.
Well, that basket must have looked as big as a rain barrel tonight. How did you keep that offensive flow going all game?
Yeah, are you rolling? Is the camera on? Good, because this is important. I'm the best player in the league. Now, I know the media is often scared to say it, so I'll say it for them. I'm the best. And if you don't believe me at this point, then do me a favor. Get in your pajamas, lean back into that beanbag chair, and watch this game tape on repeat until you understand what greatness looks like. It looks like DJ. It's that simple.
Beanbags are not good for my back, so no thank you. Congratulations, though. Kevin, back to you.
David, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us.
Okay, well, good game there. Let's get on to the last game of the night. After I check his phone number. There's call. Ah, Drew put over. Drew. Wait, are we playing Toronto next? I will put up 50. I'll put up 60 on their ass. Let's go. Beat DeRozan. Guys, stop turning over the ball so much now.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Get on. I may have overdone it with that play, but I am right now the best player in the league right now.
Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Tonight, we'll see the Boston Celtics playing against the Raptors in Toronto. For Toronto, they lost Game 1 in this matchup earlier this season. They'll see them 4 times in all, looking to even the series with a win tonight.
Let's play.
Prescription, and it doesn't work for me. Turns out, it doesn't cure all the most common types of yeast infections. Then, my doctor tells me about Monistat. Monistat cures more, and it relieves symptoms.
Yeah. I just shot 3 for 10 from downtown last game, which is pretty bad. I gotta shoot better from downtown. Most of that, I got that 3-point percentage up. I gotta shoot him better. I should not be missing 10 threes. did put out my career high 3, but still, I already cheated. I gotta have a better play.
It's the Eastern Conference on display, featuring the Boston Celtics. Bringing you some fun on a Monday night. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. Chris Webber's joining us at the broadcast table alongside Greg Anthony and David Aldridge on the sideline. This is Kevin Harlan. In the last meeting for these two teams, the Celtics came away with the win against Toronto.
And the previous meeting was a win for them and a huge day for the bench. The reserves really stepped
I knocked out my first shot of the night.
Yeah, when the second unit came in, I mean, they provided a ton of energy, lots of hustle points, and that just had a snowball effect.
Now a chance, courtesy
DeRozan
answers that. The starting five on the floor. On the court right now for the Celtics. Kyrie Irving is out there with Mr. Clutch. And it's Hayward. Then there's Horford. And it's Tatum in at the foursome. And a conference rivalry renewed tonight. This one could get a little chippy, Chris.
Games like this always have a little bit extra meaning on both sides, especially for
there's a 3.
See that look of intensity in their eyes.
So it's Toronto now, coming off that loss against the Nets.
And their defense practically non-existent in that one. Just gave up far too many easy shots.
Well, the opponents ran some pretty good sets, too. I mean, let's be honest, creating some nice open looks.
So it's Boston now. Jonas Valanciunas unable to get his shot to go. Here's Mr. Clutch.
A basket block by Valanciunas.
Off the backboard.
Almost the third to be on.
Outside Lowry. About a minute and a half through the first quarter. Pass to Anunoby to the right side. 4 on the clock, and Valanciunas gets to Lowry. From the arc. Again, the miss by Lowry.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Nice ball movement by Boston. Mr. Clutch, the pass to Tatum. Here's Mr. Clutch.
Try it again. Nope.
Boston again missing.
Still looking to get into a groove.
0 for 2.
The dish to Valanciunas. And stolen by Tatum. Over to the left wing. Here's Mr. Clutch.
The basket. Wow.
And just under 2.5
Jump
minutes
shot.
left here in the first.
No.
And so far this quarter, he's been a little off on his game.
Yeah, the scoring, I mean, it's not coming easy for him. You have to get into a little rhythm, but that's when you can make the extra pass. Play the role of
the Celtics shooting their first free throw. First trip to the line in this one.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And they now lead as the free throw drops for him. Both free throws.
Nail both, and I'm up 4 points.
The Raptors have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Screen by Young. Valanciunas sets a screen for DeRozan. Off the pick. And again, no good by Toronto.
No flow to their offense at all yet. I mean, just 1 from 5 from the floor to start the game.
Here's Mr. Clutch. And the 3 off target.
0 for 3 from
He
them.
doesn't look like himself right now.
Oh, my God.
And that one drops.
Yeah, and this team depends on Lowry. I mean, so skilled at creating shots for himself or his teammates. And really, DeMar DeRozan is a master at what he calls body hunting. That ability to just kind of draw a foul. I think he and James Harden actually are the guys that have really kind of set the tone for how to create those opportunities.
I got fouled again.
And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And the foul goes against Toronto. The Celtics have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2. He hits the second from the
second. It's tied a game.
Toronto's gone 0 of 2 from deep here.
And I leave DeRozan alone. I gotta play better defense.
From Kyle Lowry. Lowry's got 3 assists now in this one. Irving dishes to Horford. Passes it to Mr. Clutch. There's the pick. From 11 feet away. And the rejection by Valanciunas. Outside Lowry. Oh, the lob to DeRozan. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Here's Mr. Clutch.
Yeah, the basket I lay it in.
That one drop, shooting a paltry 2 for 9.
Very aggressive in terms of looking for his shot. 9 attempts already, but only able to knock down 2.
Outside DeRozan. Shot clock at 5. And pushing it up. Here's Boston. Here's Mr. Clutch. He scores for only his 3rd time tonight. Now 3 for 10. Taking a climb out of the hole.
Yeah, what a nice play. Just a coaster by himself off of that steal.
And that replay presented by Under Armour, showing us the fantastic steal that led to that fast break finish. Another unleashed chaos moment. So it's Boston now. Jonas Valanciunas.
Tatum for 3. No.
Tatum's 1 missing.
That's a great job to converge on him inside and prevent that easily.
Here's Mr. Clutch. Rejection by Valanciunas. There's the triple. Good on the 3-point shot. Now he's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
Well, Kevin, in transition, that's the best way for him to get an open look from distance.
Stolen by DeRozan. Lowry with the ball. 20 points for him last game against Brooklyn. And that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession. Williams, he's checked in.
Shoot the ball better.
Quarter number 2. We're about a minute in. On the floor for Boston. They've got Smart. Tatum out there with Hayward. And it's Mr. Clutch. And it's Horford in at the center, filling out the middle. Screen by Valanciunas. Jumper off the screen and off the front iron, and in it goes. Nogueira's got his first 2 points of the night.
And you can see there the defender gets caught up on the pick.
Team ball. Great execution on offense. Everyone working together. You wish you could have that.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, Mr. Clutch in their last game against the Pistons was outstanding. He finished with 51 points.
Oh my God, 3 of 12.
Active on defense. He had steals and blocks on that side of the ball. The numbers in that game make me anxious to see what he can do tonight. Kevin?
David, appreciate the report. He was a one-man show in that game.
And, you know, it'll be interesting to see how much that took out of him. I mean, he'll have a hard time putting up anything even close to those numbers here tonight.
I mean, well, it should have taken all the energy out of him. It should have taken something out of him, Greg. I mean, he pushed the envelope in every way that night. He was unreal.
And it's sent back by Horford.
Wow, the rim protection by Horford. I mean, Al Horford standing 6'10", always played big.
Tatum kicks to Horford. Here's Mr. Clutch. They can't stop the run.
0 for 4, come on.
It hasn't happened yet, but he's got time to find his rhythm. And if he does, they can turn this thing around quick.
No good from Valanciunas.
A hand right in his face on the layup. Excellent defense that time in the paint.
And that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession. DeMar DeRozan. He's checked in for the Raptors. Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Here's Mr. Clutch. DeRozan defending.
No basket in.
For Mr. Clutch. Raptors leading by 7. To the left side wing. Here's Valanciunas. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Three-pointer. And he gets it to
knocks
go.
down.
That
was a crazy three. I nailed it.
Mr. Clutch has got 14 points. Last game for the Celtics, they pick up the win against the Pistons in Detroit.
I could shoot over contests. That was one of the things I was made.
And they did that flawlessly.
Yeah, and they also controlled the pace of the game for most
shoot
of the
that.
night.
Shoot
Outstanding
that.
effort in the hostile environment. I like the shot selection on that, despite the miss.
Jump shot. Nope.
Tatum with it. He's against Young.
Oh, you gotta pass that back.
By Valanciunas. Pass break, Toronto. And DeRozan kicks to Valanciunas. That one good for two. Valanciunas has got his second bucket tonight.
And he's pretty relentless inside. Valanciunas gets after it down low. It might not always look pretty, but he makes the most of his chances in the paint.
The Raptors making a switch here. Hurdle's checked in. And the Celtics also making a change. Terry Rozier's checked in for Smart. Celtics trail by 8. Rozier kicks to Tatum. Here's Mr. Clutch. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. And Chris, usually the guys who score a lot of points get all the attention. But if you had to pick some who don't get a lot of credit for the way they fill it up, who would some of those names be?
That's tough. I think anytime you have a guy like DeMarcus Cousins, who's a big guy and one of the top leading 5 scorers in the league, I think he doesn't get enough credit for scoring. His teammate, Anthony Davis, probably because of his record and his team not winning as much, doesn't get enough credit. Kawhi Leonard, because he's quiet and unassuming, doesn't grab that credit. And then you got guys like Gordon Hayward, who's just coming onto the scene, Kemba Walker, who's exciting, and Jimmy Butler. I mean, it's a lot of guys that don't get enough credit. And you want to go to the West Coast and go back to point guards, go to Damian Lillard, and felt he was snubbed as an all-star. But that's the great thing about this league. So many great players. You got to play hard every night to get some credit. Because if not, someone else is deserving to have their name up there just as well.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Back to Hayward. Nice ball movement by Boston. Mr. Clutch, the pass to Horford. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Well, everyone knows that Horford relishes any chance he gets down low.
Young with the ball. Now defended by Hayward. And Young kicks to Pirtle. Over Tatum. And Pirtle gets it to go on the assist from Young.
Good shot there.
Pirtle's got the lead back up to 9 now for the Raptors.
Good shot on me.
There's Mr. Clutch. He had a career game last time out. Bucket after bucket.
Oh, what?
He's off on that one. And it's the Raptors taking it the other way.
And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboard. Getting theirs before the defense can set up.
Now, that's just the aggressiveness of transition, making sure they come away with points.
Now, here's Tatum. 12 points his last outing.
Yeah, that's
up with the deuce. Mr. Clutch has got 8 here in the quarter.
How about that floor awareness there from Tatum? It does a good job of scanning the court and getting the ball to the open man.
So, timeout called here, the first for Toronto.
And really, whether you're up or down, it's a game of adjustment.
Yeah, he might have seen something more.
So it's Toronto with a 14. Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the...
Good game, second half. I'm on my
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. You look at Mr. Clutch, he's really been playing well.
Yeah, so far they haven't found an answer for him. A scoring machine here in that first half.
Oh, well, he's a tricky cover. He does a good job of sensing the defense, making the right move at the right time.
The talented Lowry and DeRozan pair in the backcourt. Young is out there with Jonas Valanciunas, and it's Anunoby in at the 3. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. Raptors have been on target from the free throw line. They're 5 of 5 in that department.
And when you look at that free throw percentage on the season, they're right around 73%.
Kicks it to Irving to the wing on the left. Here's Mr. Clutch. And goaltending is going to be the call. So they get the basket there anyway.
That's a very close call. I'm sure he thinks it's a clean block, but looks like it was on the way down.
Lowry against Irving. Young outside. They set the screen. Here's Anunoby. No good with the triple.
Well executed. Great rhythm. You've got to finish that.
Ah, my God.
Yeah, coming off of a good pick. You want to get that when he gets the separation he needs. I know he would love to have that one back.
DeRozan's shot is off.
Does well to burrow his way into the post, but loses his touch on the finish.
Irving dishes to Horford. The feed now to Hayward. The pass to Mr. Clutch. He kicks it to Irving. 6 to shoot. Boston needs to get off a shot. A shot by Hayward, wide open, and the Celtics hit again from deep.
Nice bucket. There's no question about his skills in the offensive end.
Screened by Valanciunas. Just over a minute and a half played here in the third. Right side, DeRozan. 16 feet away, and he drops that one in. DeRozan's got 17.
And you want to talk about high-volume scores, just look at what DeRozan's doing tonight. He's been on a mission, putting his mark on this game in a big way.
Outside Irving. Out to Hayward. Pass to Mr. Clutch. Lets it go from 14. Toronto grabs the miss. Valanciunas has got rebound number 7 for him tonight. That one falls. And that's 19 points for DeMar DeRozan.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
Here's Mr. Clutch. DeRozan defending.
Get in there.
D doing everything they can to cut him off on his way to the hoop.
Raptors leading by 16. Young outside. Back to DeRozan. The 3. And Horford pulls it down.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
2 open that time. Made it look too easy. And that's now 21 points for Mr. Clutch. Toronto's gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half.
Well, among the most feared one-on-one scorers in the league, that is Kyrie Irving. He has the handles to get to wherever he wants, no matter where he is on the floor. He's a threat.
Lowry passes to Valanciunas. He dishes it to Young. Screened by Valanciunas. The wide open look here for DeRozan. And the shot falls short this time. And Kyrie Irving sniffing that 50, 40, 90 territory. 50% from the field, 40% from deep, 90% from the line. He is that kind of shooter. And Chris, what a handle.
Yeah, he's not just a stationary threat. This is creativity combined with that efficiency.
Oh,
that's what
Lord,
makes him
what
so
the hell?
good.
Three-pointer, Lowry. Rebound by Mr. Clutch. Mr. Clutch has got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Here's Irving. Makes it
He's a confident scorer. Even amongst the trees, he finds a way to score the ball.
And DeRozan kicks to Lowry. Back to DeRozan. That one wide left. Celtics trail by 10. To the inside. Hayward, and Hayward with the stop.
How about this run there in the midst of, on the verge of tying it up or maybe even taking the lead?
This is just an incredible effort to cut into this lead and get into a position where they could really steal this win.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, it may not be the era of the center in the NBA, but Jonas Valanciunas has something to say about that. He said, I try to make sure they don't forget about centers. I'll keep reminding them. The league is full of guys that can do different things.
Bad pass,
Need a center that can rebound the ball and score in the low post. I agree. Kevin?
Well, the centers are still important, David. Good to see Valanciunas making his presence felt in the paint. Nogueira's checked in for Anunoby. And the Celtics also making a change. Morris is checked in. Celtics trail by 10. Here's Mr. Clutch. 21 points in the game. Hayward outside. Here's Mr. Clutch. It's hauled in by the Raptors. Valanciunas has got double-digit rebounds now in the game.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Here's Mr. Clutch, and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. It's on Jonas Valanciunas. For Boston, they have shot 67% from the line, going 6 of 9. Both shots good from the stripe. Well, we talk so much about what it's like on the floor, Chris, but I wonder what it was like off the floor when you were on the bench watching the team play and what was going through your head and mind. What did you and your teammates talk about as you were on the bench taking a rest and watching the game go on?
It depends on which game. You know, if you're in L.A. and you see Eddie Murphy and Rihanna walk in, you're going to say, hey, look at Beyonce and Jay over there. Or, you know, if you're watching a great play and you see a guy dunk on your teammate, you're not going to get too excited, but you're going to whisper to your teammate, man, did you see that? That's crazy. Or, you know, you're pumping up guys because they've been working so hard in practice, and it's a guy who's getting his first time to kind of get in and get a good run. So you're cheering him on. And so being on the bench, you know, it's a lot of fun. You have to stay focused and ready to be into the game. But part of that job on the bench is to keep the energy of the bench, and that's to keep guys encouraged, to be loose, to have fun. And so it's a lot of fun being on the bench. And more fun when you're winning than losing, but a lot of fun being on the bench encouraging guys.
Mr. Clutch, the pass to Morris. Celtics passing it around. Again, the miss by the Celtics.
He isn't getting it to fall from outside during this half after recording a 3 during the first. Wow, what a sensational quarter for him. And as long as they have this lead, I'll keep going to him again and again and again and again.
Outside Irving, over to the left wing. Tatum passes to Mr. Clutch. That one goes in. Mr. Clutch has got 25 points.
And giving up some height, he just finds a way to carve out a little separation.
Well, it takes a lot of confidence and toughness to make that one.
Lowry against Irving. Outside Lowry to the paint. And they double up DeRozan. From deep. And that one is off. And the Celtics going the other way now. Nobody near Irving. The offensive rebound. A nice shot by Tatum.
Yeah, Tatum does not give up on the backboard. Outstanding timing in terms of when to leap for those offensive rebounds.
And the Raptors call time here. Just over a minute played here in the fourth. On the court for the Celtics. Tatum out there with Mr. Clutch. Then there's Horford. Then there's Smart. And it's Wells in at the 2.
Little basket and miss a wide open layup.
Raptors leading by 6.
The shot I usually would make.
Now here's Lowry. And there's a whistle. That goes on Mr. Clutch. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
Get back on DeRozan. I don't want to be on DeRozan.
Out to the wing. Left side Lowry.
Boston.
They get a hand on it. Stolen by Smart.
The second half hasn't gone nearly as well for him. He'd only had 1 before the break in terms of turnovers, but that number's growing as this game progresses.
How much you know?
And that's how you build confidence in your shot. Smart, able to set his feet off the catch and shoot.
DeRozan passes to Anunoby. puts up a three. Raptors get it back.
They are really crashing the offensive glass, and it's paying off for them.
Count it.
And you don't want to allow too many of those short ones with the game right now in the balance. They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Here's Mr. Clutch. It's tipped.
And this has been an outstanding display on the board, and it's a big part of why they have a lead in this game, doing the dirty work down low. And that's his fourth, and no doubt he would have liked to have not gotten it this soon.
Rozier, he's checked in for Marcus Smart. Over to the left wing.
There we
Mr.
go.
Clutch
Bang.
drains the three-pointer.
Final.
Mr. Clutch has got 11 in the second half.
First three of the half, second of the game. Can he heat up?
There's the screen.
Oh,
Dishes it to Williams.
Still knew the way I blocked.
Pass to Anunoby. 6 on the shot clock. Toronto needs to get off the shot. Lowry from outside. Rebounded by Mr. Clutch.
Well, the D was slouching there, and he rose up and confidently hit that shot, just like he did in the first half.
Picked by Horford. Here's Mr. Clutch. DeRozan defending. Here's Mr. Clutch.
Oh.
Tatum kicks to Rozier. To the middle.
You gotta take that out.
Passes Mr. Clutch. The pass to Rozier. Here's Mr. Clutch.
There we go, and one.
So
oh, what?
Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup. This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
And some changes here for the Raptors.
30 points is a 1-point game.
Young is subbed in for Allen Williams. Austin also with the sub. Irving's checked
oh,
in.
no, I can't.
Screen by Valanciunas.
There they go.
To the left side wing.
There they go.
Lowry for 3.
Nope. Oh, they love it. Get the rebound and they lay it.
Up and in by Young. And the Raptors lead by 3.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Here's Mr. Clutch. DeRozan defending. Feeds it to Wells.
The tie. Nope.
That misses. Had a chance to tie it there. He's leading by 3. DeRozan passes to Anunoby. Releases from 15. DeRozan's shot is off. Boston's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the 4th quarter.
Foul,
it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
First one falls for him. Both free throws good for Mr.
And I got 32.
Toronto, they've gotten just under 45% of their attempts to drop in the 4th. 4 of 9. Screened by Young. Valanciunas dishes to DeRozan. And there's a whistle that goes on Mr. Clutch. That's his 5th foul.
That's his 5th foul, and he is just 1 foul away from see you later disqualification.
Gordon Hayward's checked in for Boston. Here's the screen. Clock at 6. The dish to Lowry. Lets it go from 14. Bounces high off the rim and drops. 8 points for Valanciunas.
He's just able to shoot over people at a high rate.
Yeah, using his size. That's what I like about his game. He understands where he has the advantage, then exploits it.
Mr. Clutch, the pass to Horford, and the refs are going to rule that unnecessary contact. It's a flagrant one.
Oh, yes, flagrant.
Hey, Kevin, that's a pretty dangerous play right there. I mean, I don't like to see a player put an opponent in harm's way, as much as you just saw him do there. Glad and pay Penda a flagrant on.
Yeah, you're right, Greg. The officials were all over it. They weren't going to let him off the hook that time.
His free throw ability makes him tough to defend in the post. Teams can't get too physical with him.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost.
We have the lead with my put in dunk on a
him
perfect pass by, I think it was Holdston. That's why I gotta start doing more.
So the whistle blows on the shot from 2 free throws. So it's the Celtics picking up the win. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily.
DJ, great game. Thanks, Char. Am I blowing up?
Right, you're trending. Oh, hey, we need to go do an interview with the guys in the studio. Let's go.
Let's get it, man.
Also on this necklace is a very special amulet. It's your draft gift. Now, to the random eye, the dancing numbers and letters mean nothing at all, but for you, it's the latitude.
Hey, it's Kenny. You were just lighting it up on the offensive end. Were you looking for your shot out there or just playing within the offense?
Take a chance. See what happens. I know how you feel about him, and I realize I do to him something difficult. Miss you already.
Well, I feel like I just happened to be in the right place at the right time in a lot of our offensive sets. Now, our offense does a good job of creating looks for everyone on the floor, and I was just lucky enough to find open space more often than not, Kenny.
Well, good job. Keep up the good work.
Thank you. I will.
What did you do to Shane?
What's up? Who's watching the video right now? Well, I did level on my player, but these last 2 games have not gone the way I want to shoot the ball. They've been off. I can't shoot 32 shots. I only expect to make 10. That just cannot happen.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. I'm here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight, we'll see the Boston Celtics playing against the Charlotte Hornets. Taking a look at the Hornets, we're seeing a team now that looks like it's hitting its stride. Just as we're getting through the dog days of the midseason, they're playing their best basketball. This team has so...
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Yeah. What? No, I have to redo that game because it got freaking blown.
No. Did you bring another game?
No, I have to redo the other one because the freaking network blew off. I had to restart that game. Wait a minute. Playing it the same exact game I just played. Yeah, I can delete it. You know. Alright, let's go.
Welcome, folks, to what promises to be a great Tuesday night of the NBA.
I gotta play better now.
All right, ready to go? Ready to go?
Yeah, let's go.
So the Hornets win the tip. All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. And Charlotte looking at who they've got. Walker and Monk are the guard tandem. Then there's Batum. Then it's Kaminsky. And it's Kuzminskas in at the 4.
And they are very comfortable running their offense through Walker. And you can see why. Drops a sick dime right there. That pass was right on the money.
Here's Mr. Clutch.
Jump shot. Nail it.
He makes his first shot of the game. Last game for the Celtics, they pick up the win against the Raptors.
And on the road, their perimeter shooting really helped to kind of keep the crowd out of the game.
No, I completely agree. They completely took the crowd out of it. They were scorching hot from the perimeter all night long.
Back to Irving. And the pass to Mr. Clutch.
There's a 3. Nope.
His 3-pointers off the mark. Batum against Hayward, but no one around him. A 3-pointer off the mark.
Well, he'd like to have that one back. You almost never get that wide open a look.
And maybe not as highly.
There's another try. Nailed that one. The tie.
Scary on the floor. He can get
and a good start for Pat Buckets.
Once he's dialed in, the points just seem to flow.
Mr. Clutch.
And that one clearly a foul.
Tatum.
And 2 shots
I was kind of behind with a block him.
Jason Tatum.
And Monk is an interesting player. A combo guard with fantastic scoring potential, quick on both ends of the floor.
I'll tell you, he's coming through for them at the free throw line today. His form has been perfect.
Here's Mr. Clutch.
Jump shot.
34 points in the win against Toronto.
And he was aggressive in how he played on the defensive side of the floor, notching 3 steals on the game.
Back to Irving. Tries again.
Another basket.
No good from Mr. Clutch.
Boy, that's exactly how you have to play defense when he's driving the lane. You cannot give him any space.
The Celtics have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Irving passes to Mr. Clutch. Batum brings the double team to the inside.
And there's corner wide open, ladies and gentlemen.
On the assist by Tatum. Hayward's got his first bucket of the night.
Well, just one more way, Gordon.
Irving against Walker. And 2 free throws coming
up.
Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's going to be on Kyrie Irving. For Charlotte, they have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both.
And you really got to give them a ton of credit.
They made both to take the lead again.
Season. How about 82% as a unit?
Boston trailing. And there's the feed to Tatum. Pass to Mr. Clutch. From 11 feet away. And the rebound goes to the Hornets. This game coming after a loss against the Jazz.
I'm stepping in.
A lack of focus, I felt like, led to way too many mistakes.
I think you're absolutely right. They're too careless with the basketball. I don't think you can expect to win when you're giving away that many opportunities.
Horford kicks to Irving. Celtics passing it around. Hayward passes to Mr. Clutch. From 7, and a foul called on the shot. Got it on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. Frank Kaminsky picks one up. The Celtics shooting their first free throws of the game. For so long, the Hornets have been one of the most disciplined teams, Greg, in the NBA.
Yeah, you look at how this team takes care of the ball, and from the first guy to the last, it says something about how much pride they take in that. Minimizing turnovers goes a long way in terms of winning games. It's been a part of the basketball culture with the Hornets for quite some time.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, we were able to talk with Steve Clifford. He told me this is a fun night trying to slow down a team that's so smart and opportunistic. He said, look, we've scouted them, but this is the first time we've actually seen them this season. So it will be interesting to see if we can disrupt their offense and slow them down just a little bit. Back to you, Kevin.
Great job, David. So they know how dangerous this team can be if they get on a roll.
And that means contesting every single shot. It's going to take a lot of effort on D, but they can't give up those easy baskets.
I think it has to be a physical, aggressive brand of defense. And if that means giving them a few extra trips to the line, I think they can live with that.
Here's Mr. Clutch. He's got 7. Outside Irving.
I don't know, 7:30, I think. 7:30, I think.
Pocket 6. Horford. It doesn't go for him. And the Hornets now going the other way. Batum dishes to Monk. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. One-on-one fast break. Here's Hayward.
Nice pass as Mr. Clutch gets it to Hayward.
Hayward at the cup. This guy's superb finishing that one.
Monk kicks to Kaminsky.
Leave me alone now. No.
To the left wing. For
almost the end of the first.
And out of bounds as the Celtics gain possession. And let's bring up a list of point guards that over the last month have been on fire from three-point land.
David Kyrie slowed down with threes. He's at 54%.
A lot of point guards in the NBA don't get enough credit for how well they shoot the basketball. So give this group their due. Some outstanding long-range shooting.
And having that element of long-range shooting ability makes them a tough puzzle for defenders to solve. You know, it's an invaluable asset for point guard, and these players have it in a big-time way. Well, he continues to have trouble with his shot, well below 50% from the field in this period.
How on earth did they let him get that wide open?
Celtics trail by 3. Here's Mr. Clutch. Can't connect from short range. For Charlotte, they've gone 4 for 9 from the field to start this game off. Now, here's Monk. He's covered closely. Walker against Irving. Goes up to the stripe. And he gets that one to go off the front iron.
Great job of efficiency there. Get the ball down low, execute to come away with the bucket. Perfect execution.
And now, the first timeout called here for Boston. And it's the Hornets with the ball. They lead by their biggest margin of the game, 9. And Charlotte looking at who they've got. Walker and Monk are the guard tandem. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist out there with Kaminsky. And it's Batum in at the 3. Here's Mr. Clutch. He trains the quick shot.
Fine, knock him down.
Mr. Clutch has got 9.
The defense making it way too easy for him on that jump shot. He'll take that all night.
And that's out of bounds. Charlotte will retain possession. Let's now pause and take a look at the scoring breakdown between the front and back court of tonight's contests for the Celtics.
And it's been guard play, which really has shouldered the burden offensively here. They'd like a bit more production from the front court, but in the meantime, this backcourt has kept them in the game.
And Batum kicks to Kidd-Gilchrist. Dishes to Kaminsky. Charlotte no good that time either. Celtics trail by 7. About 3 minutes played so far in the second quarter. Outside Irving. There's Mr. Clutch. Tatum wide open.
There you go, Tatum.
Drops in the tray. Tatum's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Irving against Walker. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. Kaminsky sets the pick for Batum. Right wing. Nice teamwork to set up the pick play and make the space for the J.
Oh, nice screen. Really a poor defensive reaction and the obvious result.
You simply can't give it. You have to fight through the screen and at least get a hand in the face of the shooter.
Here's Mr. Clutch, and he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. That's a foul on Charlotte. The Celtics shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2. Charlotte leading by 5. Outside, Walker. Kicks to Monk. And stolen by Horford. Now the pass to Mr. Clutch. Kidd-Gilchrist comes with the double team and out of bounds as the Hornets gain possession.
No clue
2.
where that pass was going.
I have to redo this when I told you. I mean, how? It did save the other game, so I have to redo it again because it's a damn big stop. You know how the internet is sometimes. Huh?
Here's Mr. Clutch.
1 sec. I don't hear you at all right now.
Okay. Feeds it to Tatum. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
It did. I had to start at the same thing.
Walker with it.
Yeah.
He's coming off a 22-point game against Utah. He kicks it to Kaminsky. Charlotte, no good that time either.
Yeah, blown opportunity after the two-man game creates a terrific look.
Well, he simply misfired.
Good job
You've got
guarding
to
me.
capitalize when the screen opens up wide open shots like that.
Mr. Clutch, the pass to Horford.
They're not going to let me stop assisting, though.
And now just a 1-point Charlotte lead.
Listen, Horford has a very solid in-between game, and he's excellent at picking his spots.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Looking here at some numbers for Batum. He showed up every night and some noteworthy performances over the last month. He's averaging 11 points a game, 6 assists, and 5 rebounds. And this is the kind of strong, steady play you like to see. He's earning his keep and helping them win games.
I think they need more consistency from him, and they're getting it. Look for this to continue. I love it.
Here's Mr. Clutch, and 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. He's gone 3 for 4 from the line.
And you know, guys, he had a big game at the free throw line in their last outing.
Both free throws good for Mr. Clutch. Charlotte has gone 2 for 5 from 3-point land since the end of the first. Walker dishes to Kaminsky. He feeds it to Monk. From outside the arc. Here's Kid Gilchrist, and he's fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming up.
And you just hate to give up those second chance points.
Well, you better be more physical on the glass because they wanted that rebound more than them, plain and simple.
And when you look at Kid Gilchrist, and he is certainly known for his ability to defend and attack the rim. He's a terrific athlete, and he uses that athleticism on both sides of the floor, and just the prototype when you look at that hybrid forward position.
Again, the miss by the Celtics. Hornets leading by 4. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, Mr. Clutch in their last game against the Raptors was tremendous. He scored 34 points and played tremendous defense as well, really causing havoc on both ends of the floor. That performance is what we've come to expect during this great run of his. And we'll see if he can continue to stay hot.
All right, David, thank you, guys. Could you believe that performance? Wow.
I mean, it was really something to see. Yeah, he showed everybody just how special he is when he hits.
That finally get to the basket.
Well, that was an elite performance, and it didn't seem to matter what approach they used to try to slow this guy down. He had an answer for everything.
4-12.
And you look at the size and game of Kid Gilchrist. He is the opposite of what most GMs look for in that 3 spot. But Greggy makes it work.
Yeah, I mean, most teams want a tall 3 that can stretch the floor. Kid Gilchrist isn't that, but still gets playing time because he's effective when on the floor. If you play defense like he does, you're going to find a way to get on the floor.
Mr. Clutch, the pass to Horford. Tipped away. Hornets leading by 3. In the corner, it's Monk. Fires the 3. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker. Walker's got 4 assists now tonight. Here's Mr. Clutch. 14 points for him. The dish to Horford. On target from 13 feet.
Look at this. Try to bring double team at the end. So he's giving it the
Well, you
open
love
guy.
the way Al Horford goes right up with it. Not a hesitation, just uses those long arms to get the shot up quickly.
And again. No good. Celtics have gone 8 of 12 since the start of the second quarter. That's a really high percentage, hitting around 67%. Here's Mr. Clutch, and it's
why did I shoot?
They get it back. Horford the pass to Mr. Clutch. Kaminsky with the double team. Here's Mr. Clutch. Shot clock at 5. The Celtics need to get a shot off. 1:53 left in the second quarter. Shot's good by Walker.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Irving passes to Mr. Clutch. Out to Hayward. Lots of room. And the jumper falls for him. Hayward's got 6.
The fast release makes Gordon Hayward such a difficult check. If the defense is giving him any space, forget about it.
And Walker kicks to Kuzminskas. And that's going to be a travel. Some changes for Boston. Marcus Morris is checked in for Tatum. Bells comes in for Mr. Clutch. So it's the Charlotte Hornets.
First takes A minus right now, no.
Now the second half is about to start up and begin any moment. What can you say, Mr. Clutch? An impressive effort here today.
Yeah, the kind of leadership he provides, the pinpoint passing, we saw it all there on display in that first half.
And Greg, you know this, having played the point guard position. He's been excellent at cutting apart the defense with both his passing and his playmaking thus far.
Hayward out there with Tatum. And that's Mr. Clutch. That's Kyrie Irving. And it's Horford in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
Oh, my God.
The Boston 5. Now, here's Monk. Defended by Hayward. The shot by Monk is no good.
You know, he's working on his inside game, but clearly there's still a little more work to do.
Get in there, yes.
It counts.
Fine.
16 points for Mr. Clutch. Hornets leading by 6. And Walker kicks to Monk. And there's a whistle that goes on Mr. Clutch. That'll be his second foul of the game. Walker dishes to Monk. Here's Kuzminskas. They set the pick. The shot by Monk is no good.
As long as they can hang on to this lead, he won't have to answer for what's been an all
there we
night
go.
for him.
Well executed, and then you love the strong finish.
Yes, you love that they're not settling for anything outside the paint. Excellent work getting right to the tin.
Walker the pass to Kaminsky. He dishes it to Monk.
How he got... Oh, I thought he made that.
There's a whistle. He was going up for a layup, and while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call a foul shot or not, but sure enough they have. So he'll head to the free throw line. Both good from the line that time. Of course, what an honor. Inducted into your college's Hall of Fame, something not many of us can say. What does that kind of honor do for the confidence?
And one, because I'm starting to get going here in the third.
College is a place that means a great deal to me. So what that Hall of Fame induction did was just remind me of all the special memories.
21 points.
With my teammates. I'm close with many of them today. And Kevin, you know this. You know, if you've ever been inside a locker room, it's those moments when you're laughing until your stomach hurts. I'd say we were the Hall of Fame fun team. That's what I'd say.
I think we're on the fun team here on 2K.
And I'm going to go line again.
On the way up, that'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. What a recent stretch it's been for these players. They're the NBA's leading scorers over the last 10 games. And you look at Mr. Clutch, leading the league in points per game. Such a great player.
Quite a role he's been on. I mean, a pure scoring display. Eventually, teams might find an answer for him, but that's not been the case here lately.
Irving kicks to Horford. Pass to Mr. Clutch.
Oh, I got that.
Pass to Tatum. The kick out to
Kyrie 3.
Offensive rebound. Here's Mr.
Me
Clutch.
for 3. Nope.
Boston again missing.
He had a make from downtown in the first half, but no threes since then.
Fires the 3. Kaminsky dishes to Batum. Monk drills it from outside. Monk's got 21 in the game.
How about the quickness of that release by Monk, an experienced catch-and-shoot player who feels comfortable firing from deep.
In the corner, it's Hayward.
Hayward 3.
And
Got it.
No time getting those 3 points back.
And that's how you answer back.
But you can tell that was a little give good, get good. Executes well on the offensive end, connects on the deep.
As now Kaminsky. Nope.
Kuzminskas the pass to Kaminsky. Now Walker, 8 points for him. Second chance shot.
Kaminsky, nope.
Just couldn't take the lid off. They had their chances, but came up empty. Here's Mr. Clutch, guarded by Walker. Here's Mr. Clutch.
There you go, to the basket.
Mr. Clutch has got 11 in the second half.
Important points there. Got him on a nice play, getting the ball inside and right to the bucket.
And Walker kicks to Batum. They set the pick. It's a floater. Rebounded by the Celtics. They'll be playing host to Chicago for their next game. And that will be the middle game of this 3-game homestand. In the corner.
Tatum 3.
And the go-ahead bucket, no good.
Oh, man, you know he'd love to have that one over.
Walker against Irving.
That's Walker's can't
shot
finish.
is off.
Yeah, good interior D there prevents the deuce.
Well, if he wasn't there, that shot's going in. Love the effort on the defense.
The Horford, no, won't go.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Batum with another miss. Celtics have gone even 5 of 10 on shot attempts in the third. Pass to Mr. Clutch. Outside Irving.
Irving 3 for the lead, got it.
The ball is good. Irving's got his second bucket tonight.
But Kyrie's so
Of the assist
shooting from beyond
for
the
Mr.
arc.
Clutch.
No defense is going to get in his way.
They set the pick. Walker dishes to Kaminsky. There's the feed to Batum. Kicks to Walker. Just 5 to shoot. And it's
Kaminsky open, he knocks it down.
That time from Walker. Walker's got 5 assists in the game. Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. One guy who's been getting it done here. Just about 1.5 minutes gone by here in the fourth. On the court for the Hornets, Walker and Monk are the guard tandem. Kaminsky out there with Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. And it's Batum in at the 3 seat.
Yeah, basket.
The Hornet lead is cut down now to just 10 points with that basket for Mr. Clutch.
He's been a different guy here in the second half. His shooting percentage far better than it was before the break.
Kaminsky, the pass to Batum. There's the pick. Dishes it to Kaminsky. Outside, Walker. Over Irving. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. 10 points for Kemba Walker. Irving kicks to Horford. The pass to Mr. Clutch. Outside Irving. Feeds to Hayward. To the middle. It's tipped. And that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession.
Playing with lots of energy here, trying to cause turnover.
I love the tenacity right now. Definitely on the prowl, looking for every
jump shot.
to make a steal.
No.
The other team has got to be sharp.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game. And since halftime, they have been locked and loaded from beyond.
Yeah, there's no question about it. Knocking down triples repeatedly. The defense starting to look helpless at this point.
Here's Mr. Clutch.
No.
Rebounded by Kaminsky. Kaminsky's got rebound number 9 now.
I'm just trying to get a foul called.
The shot by Monk is no good.
Man, right play, wrong result on that one. Generally, you knock those down.
Yeah, that's a surprising miss, Greg. I have a feeling if they get that shot again, they'll knock it down next time.
Pass to Mr. Clutch.
They get into the basket.
Picking up the assist. Mr. Clutch has got 15 points in just the second half. Irving against Walker. Inside, Kidd-Gilchrist.
And Gilchrist counting a foul.
1 free throw coming up.
How about that one? Able to maintain control and finish the play.
Or something that's become popular, debating whether a player is a star or a superstar. To you, what's the major difference between those two thoughts?
To me, the biggest difference between star and superstar are those guys who are willing to absorb the label on a
I get fouled, I'll go on.
moment-by-moment basis. You can't disappear when the stakes get high. You can't disappear on a February night in the middle of the grind pre-All-Star break. Greatness requires
31
you to come
points.
with it every single night.
And they don't care about the conversation about them. They're bulletproof in some ways, very thick-skinned.
Very Kobe-like attribute you just referenced.
Very good comparison. And Walker kicks to Monk. Back to Walker.
4, 3, 2, 1.
For the three. Al Horford with the rebound. Horford's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Mr. Clutch, the pass to Tatum.
Tatum lays it in.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
And there's a whistle. That goes on Mr. Clutch. And that'll be his third foul so far.
Steal the ball.
And here's Batum. Walker with a clean look.
Since halftime, he has just been in a funk offensively.
Again, the miss by Walker. Here's Mr. Clutch. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Kid Gilchrist has got his fifth rebound right now in the game. Here's Monk. Knocks down the three ball. Monk's got 6 here in this quarter.
And every set they're running looks like it's designed to produce a triple.
Well, you love how the ball is popping out.
Gordon Hayward for 3. This will be a double-double.
And they're cashing in.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
There's the dish to Kaminsky. There's the pick. Back to Walker. And Kid Gilchrist kicks to Kaminsky. 4 on the clock. Over Horford. Kaminsky misses. Celtics trail by 12. Left side Irving. Shoots over Walker. And Irving with the basket on the assist by Hayward. Hayward's got 3 assists now in this one. The Hornets have gone 6 of 12 from the field here in the fourth and even 50%. And Walker kicks to Kaminsky. He feeds it to Monk. Over in the corner, Batum. Kaminsky sets the pick for Batum. Loses the defender with the screen and drills the jumper.
Boy, the screen doing its job to perfection. One of the oldest plays in the book and still one of the best.
Here's Mr. Clutch. In the corner, Horford with it. Hayward passes to Mr. Clutch.
And one.
So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Well, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
And the first one at the line is good. Kuzminskis, he's checked in for Michael Kidd Gilchrist. Both free throws good for Mr. Clutch.
Wow, they've made every...
Walker against Irving. Now here's Walker. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It goes on Jason Tatum.
And
first free throw is good.
We out too much, but we don't need to.
And he makes both free throws. And All-Star Week, a fan favorite certainly. But Doris, I've heard you say on more than one occasion you'd love to see a 3-on-3 competition.
Kevin, I think if you're trying to learn the game of basketball, putting yourself in a situation to play 3-on-3 is one of the greatest ways you can develop your game. One, it teaches you how to pass and cut, right? You cannot be effective unless you understand how to screen for somebody, how to set yourself up to come off of a screen. It's the shorter dynamic of the 3-on-3 in a half-court environment is one of the best ways to learn how to play the game of basketball.
I love that analysis. That's terrific. Walker against Irving. Outside, Walker. He kicks it to Kaminsky. Can't hit from in close. Celtics trail by 12. Here's Mr. Clutch. Poke loose, stolen by Walker. Now here's Monk, the fast break chance. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two.
I tell you what, he's tenacious on the drive, isn't he? I mean, Monk constantly looking to get to the free throw line.
That one misses. The Celtics are gone 5 of 11 from the field in the fourth quarter. And out of bounds as the Hornets gain possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
There's the pick. Lets it go from deep. Bangs home the trifecta. Monk's got 18 points just in the second half.
Another one. Man, he's just gotten into a great rhythm out there.
You're just assuming at this point every shot he takes, it's going to go in. What a shooting performance.
A chance now to recognize our Jordan player of the game, Malik Monk.
And guys, he's been about as close to perfection as you can be. The intensity he's played with has been amazing. Just no let up. And as fired up as he's been, he's never let his emotions get out of control.
They increased his role tonight after dropping their last game, and the move paid off. He's been the best player on the court by far, and now they don't have to worry about a losing streak.
Wow, there we
a lot
go.
of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. Frank Kaminsky picks one up, and he knocks down the first one. He hits both from the strike. A minute 42 left in the fourth. Walker against Irving. Here's Kaminsky. And a little luck that time, but it drops. Kaminsky's got 5 points in the quarter.
And now they are probably too far ahead. It's going to be nearly impossible to get back in this one.
There's no doubt. They're really clicking. What an amazing all-around effort to take a huge lead like this late in the game.
That was just a perfect possession, getting in it in tight for the high percentage shot.
Hayward comes with the double team. Pass to Monk. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker. Walker's got his 7th assist here tonight. Celtics trail by 16.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for the Hornets.
Their shot blocking turned out to give them a big advantage in this game.
Yeah, excellent defense around the rim there, Kevin. They were disciplined and focused.
And in terms of the season record, this is going to be their 18th win overall.
And this is a great way for them to kick off this season series. 2 more games ahead, and they've taken the mental advantage with this win tonight.
And while there was some nice performances tonight, it definitely ended up being a solid outing for Malik Monk.
He was everywhere defensively, offensively. The effort we saw from him tonight, I think, was the difference.
The first free throw is good. Kemba Walker hits them both. So it's Boston now. It's a 16-point game. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. And plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up. And there's the call. Charlotte the foul. That's good for Mr. Clutch. Both free throws good for Mr. Clutch. There's 21 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And so the Hornets can now just hold on to the ball. Now here's Lamb. G right on him. And there's a whistle that goes on Mr. Clutch. That'll be foul number 5 on him, and due to the bonus, we'll be headed to the free throw. First free throw is good. And Land drops them both. Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. Guys, your thoughts?
And obviously, look, they want to finish the game strong, but right now, look at the frustration on their faces.
It's very evident, Greg. You can tell they're upset. They've got to calm down and simply play this one possession at a time.
And so it's the Hornets taking care of business in this one. This one was over well before.
That didn't end well. Okay. Probably my better games. Better than usual. I actually ended up with 2 turnovers, so I'll take that. I can't really get my shot going now. Also there, so still gotta work on that. I almost got up to 7. I don't think I played that bad of a game.
Yo, you was tossing dimes tonight. See, that's how the ball should move. I think I even seen Coach tear up at one point. Hey, that was some real my dad Coach AAU type passing right there. Man. Hey, see, all the practice, the 3-on-3, of course the film works, and then of course my beautiful advice is starting to bear fruit. Now look, with all that said, you did miss me a couple of times tonight. Man, I got you the ball every time. Nah, see, there were a couple of times where you thought I wasn't open, so you looked me off, but I was open. But it's okay though, you're a rookie. I understand you still got to develop that team chemistry. You got to figure out players' tendencies. You also need to figure out where the players want the ball. Yeah, that's because I'm always more open than heart surgery, son.
Oh my God.
Start passing me the ball, bro. What are we talking
about? Well, I'm going to end this video for tonight. Thanks for watching. See you later, guys.